Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Srixon ZXiR HL, their high launch version of their ZXiR. I've already done the ZXiR video. If you haven't seen that one, the thumbnail looks like that, and of course it is also on my video description down below. But this is their high launch version. The version for the slow to medium swing speed golfer that tries to get a little bit more distance back, can't get the golf ball up in the air as well as they would like. And of course, we have a little bit more loft on this one, shall we say, than the ZXiR at 32.5 degrees. It's 4 degrees weaker. So I will be testing this fully all over the face to see how well it does on a heat map style, to see how much ball speed drop off you get when you don't hit the middle. The ZXiR is incredibly good at retaining ball speed. It's a very, very forgiving golf club, especially off the toe. I'll also be testing at 3 different swing speeds, 70, 80 and 90 miles an hour, because I'll be testing at my normal speeds around about 90 mile an hour or so. But this golf club is designed for the slower swing speed players, so the 70 to 80, so it will be interesting to see how well it does at that slower speed. Tech-wise in this, we have the same technology in this that we do have in the standard ZXiR. So we have the iAlloy. It's a mixture of metals to try and make that face as forgiving and as fast as possible. We have the mainframe technology, which Srixon have had there in, well, quite a few iterations now, quite a while they've had the mainframe technology, and that helps when it comes to forgiveness as well. We do have that Tour VT sole that you can see there, that's Srixon's idea for turf interaction. Again, if you're someone into turf interaction or not, some people like it, some people don't, some people talk more about it than others. So looks wise, before we hit it, we have got a very, very thick top line. This is definitely going to be for the golfer who wants some confidence inspiring looks. That sole is definitely on the thick side. That Tour VT sole is definitely staring back at you, and it's a definitely decent size thick sole. And blade lengths, it definitely looks the biggest of the two, the ZXiR and the HL. The HL is just bigger everywhere, so it'll be interesting to see if it's just better everywhere as well. As you can see, we are at a course where we have a fair amount of rubbish to go over, and we've got bunkers and bits and pieces to miss. It's the same hole that I did the ZXiR video, so you can tell from that one that I don't necessarily hit the green all the time. And on that video, I had the serious toes. I hope I don't have it on the same video on this one, because even though the toe on the ZXiR was amazingly good, don't really want to find out the bad way if this one isn't quite as good. But again, we'll find that out at the second part of the video. Right, down by the golf ball, it looks exactly the same as a standard ZXiR, just, well, bigger. We have got offset there, we have got bigger blade lengths, we have got bigger everything. Let's see how well it does. Oh, that's just going up. Now that is not middle at all, but that is going up. Wow, the 4 degrees makes quite a bit of difference. Clubhead speed 90.2 miles an hour. Calm down, Jay. Club half 0.9 from the inside. Face is basically 0 as well. 6 mil toe, 2 mil low, so very close to middle, 1/4 inch or so off of the middle. That's launching at 23 degrees. Going 166 yards of carry, 41 yards in the air, and nearly 52 degrees of descent angle. That is a very hard green, by the way, so necessarily not the easiest thing to stop. I really need to sort of kind of put it to a normal green rather than rock hard. 52 degrees will stop on basically anything. That is going seriously up and going, it's just launching. It's got the same feel as the ZXiR. It's got a really interesting blend of, I wouldn't say softness, it's not soft, but it's punchy. There's a lot of golf clubs which are punchy, but then also quite high pitched crack, and it's not very nice. I don't personally like it. Some people do, and obviously this is a subjective side, so some people like it, some people won't. But it's got a really, really nice blend of nice enough sound, but really chong off the face. It just launches off the face. It's doing really well. I like it. Right, let's give it another go. Would it be the golf club I would have? No, it's way too big and chunky and offsetty, and top lines are huge and all that lot. But for the golfer that wants to get that golf ball going, they're losing swing speed, so they want to try and get that golf ball launching. And it will work really well. I mean, it's just working great. I mean, that is just slightly off on strike, but pretty good. And that is vertical nearly. Club speed 89.1 miles an hour. The face was slightly overclosed. Club path 1.1 from the inside, but the face slightly overclosed 2.1 degrees. That's why it went fractionally left, but not by much at all. 2 mil toe, 0 mil high, very good strike. I can still feel that it wasn't bang bang on. I mean, that's 2 millimeters. So it really does give good feedback considering this is a very big golf club. 169 yards of carry, 6 yards offline, going a fraction further, 3 yards because my face was over closing. But we're going 40 yards in the air, 51 degrees descent angle. It's just good. It's got to be one of my favorite HL irons for feel and just how it's 23 degrees of launch again. It just wants to go vertical. It works great. This is going to really suit a golfer that really wants to get some height because it's just doing a great job of getting some height. Go, another go. I could get addicted to hitting this thing. Well, that's toey. Back to the ZXiR again. That's done exceptionally well considering that is fairly toey. My mistake. And as you can, yep, definitely. 88.6 miles an hour, club head speed, club path. 0.9 from the inside, face 1.3 close. Little baby draw dynamics, a lovely little baby draw, slightly left, but it's okay. 12 mil toe, that's not okay, 1 mil low. That's, you could definitely feel it. 164 yards of carry, so it's not lost hardly anything at all. Still very, very good. It'll be interesting to see if this is as good as the ZXiR, the standard ZXiR, when it comes to toe shots. 3.4 yards offline, 38 yards in the air, 50 degrees descent angle. So even that I didn't hit the middle, it still wants to go up and it still wants to stop. It's really quite good. What I like about this though, is the fact that I can feel it. The feedback you get from this, no different to the standard ZXiR, is still pretty good. This is a big golf club, bigger than the ZXiR. And with the ZXiR, I got good feedback where I didn't hit the middle, and I didn't hit the middle a lot with the ZXiR. And no different to this, when I miss this slightly, even if it's small or bigger like that one, you can absolutely feel where you hit it on the face. Now, a lot of that comes down to sound, etc. A lot of golf clubs that have a very high-pitched sound, they kind of lose their feedback of where I can detect where I'm hitting on the face. This one, because it's got that, it's still got a trampoline, a really powerful feel, but it's not really high-pitched, it's not really cracky or firecracky or just that kind of high-pitched nastiness. It's still got that soft-ish feeling. This is not soft, this is not like a forging, but it's a really, really good acoustic blend of the right noise that you want when it comes to the confidence-inspiring pop, but still having feedback so I can understand where I'm hitting it. And it's really good. I do like these two irons. Srixon at the moment, from, again, I've got to do the 3 different swing speeds to see how good it is, and I've got to hit it from other parts of the face rather than middle and toe to see how well it's working. But at the moment, Srixon, you've made 2 very, very good irons. Different golfers are going to want these 2 irons, potentially, absolutely, but 2 really very, very good irons. Right, another one. I like it. It's a little bit offsetty down by the golf ball, mind. I mean, that again, I'm having the toe days, but again, it doesn't matter. It's really good, this golf club. Is absolutely the golf club I want to be using on days like this. Club head speed 90.4 miles an hour, club path 1.4 from the inside, face to path 0.8. Again, delivery is really good. That's little baby draw dynamics, perfect basically to target, but 10 mil toe, 0 mil high, just toey. But it doesn't matter. It's just working really well. 168 yards of carry, 2.7 yards left, 40 yards in the air, 51 degrees descent angle. It doesn't matter where you, I mean, I'm having a bad day today. I mean, this is the great day to test golf clubs because I'm not really testing middle. I'm testing, well, in this case today, very toe. I will try my best though to hit heel and low when it comes to the old heat map testing. I'll do that off of camera. You won't have to see me struggle, but it'll be really interesting to see if it's as good off of those parts because the toe is just working great. And the middle works great as well. Right, last one. See if I can get anywhere near the middle and then we'll do the rest of it. It's just working really well. I mean, I've not hit the toe that time, which is really good. That's fractionally low, fractionally heel, if anything, but still pretty darn decent. Club speed, 90.4 miles an hour. Club path, 1.3 from the inside. Face is 1 degree close. Little baby draw dynamics, nearly perfect draw to target. 6 mil heel, 2 mil low. Just, you can say even that I can feel this has got great feedback. I can really detect where I'm hitting it, even small amounts like 6 mil heel, 2 mil low. But it's going 169 yards of carry, 4 yards offline, 40.7 yards in the air, 51.2 degrees descent angle. It's just working really very, very well. And what I like about the iron is not only is it doing exactly what it's designed to do, just go up and go as far as it can, and when it gets to the other end, stop as quickly as possible, but it's still got and still retains some feedback. Now, I'm not hitting middle by no stretch of the imagination. I'm hitting some weird and wonderful ones for me, but I can still detect on a golf club this big where I'm hitting it on the face. It's really quite good. Right, let's go hit this all over the face, not just toe. Let's try and get a really low, really heel. Let's get a good understanding, a good heat map understanding how good this face is. Also 70, 80 and 90 miles an hour, because we all don't swing at 90 miles an hour, because this golf club is designed for the swinger at 70 or even 80 miles an hour. They're very much so low to medium swing speed players. So let's go see how well the Srixon ZXiR HL gets on. All the shots now hit with the Srixon ZXiR HL. As you can see on the screen, we've got the heat map data. The heat map data is a wonderful representation of what happens when you don't hit the middle. It gives graphically a really good understanding of how many percent of ball speed comes off when you hit some weird and wonderful parts. So if you haven't seen these before, these are a face-on representation. So minus 21 left-hand side, that is the toe. Plus 21 on the right-hand side, that is the heel. Also got height and also low. Green is good, which you can see there's plenty of it. Yellow is absolutely fine. Orange is so-so, and red is please don't hit me there. And there's not many places where I wouldn't want to hit this golf club. It is a really very big green. No different to that of the other smaller brother, we'll call it the ZXiR. You can go 18 millimeters, so 3/4 inch off the middle towards the toe, and you're losing about, what's that, 3% of your ball speed. Now, of course, flat-faced iron, ball speed and distance are fairly correlative, so effectively you're going to lose 3% of your ball speed. You're going to be losing about 3% of your distance. If you go all the way to the other side, 18 mil the other side, or 36 millimeters away to the heel, and you are losing just into the 4% now. So compared to the HL compared to the ZXiR, I won't do a comparison, or probably could do a separate video if you want, comment below and I'll do a separate video on comparing both. But the ZXiR HL is slightly more consistent off the heel than the ZXiR. ZXiR very much so loves toe shots. This one's really good off the toe. It's pretty darn decent off the heel, but also low. You can go all the way down to about 13, 14 millimeters and beyond and still only lose 2% of your ball speed. That's really good for a well-rounded golf club. It is a very, very good golf club, this ZXiR HL. Let's go to the radar chart. Now, the radar chart is a great thing. No different to the heat maps that we've just been seeing. The radar chart we're going to look at in a sec, and also the 3 different swing speeds when it comes to the self-fit tool, which will be after this. This is all available on my website, www.askgolfnut.com, where my website members will be able to look at all of the irons we have in the database, 100 plus now, and we're talking about all the new irons coming in for 2026. Of course, they will be on there as well. It allows you to compare all of the new stuff. So if you are in the market for some new irons in 2026, then you can compare all of them to see if your money is going to be well spent or not. But the radar chart, it gives you that opportunity to see how well it works from all parts of the golf club when it comes to its toe, heel, low, forgiveness, no different to what we saw in the heat maps, but also the flight as well. We've got face speed, face spin rate and launch factor. This is all loft for loft adjusted. So it's basically if every single iron on the database ranging effectively on a 7 iron, you could say easily goes from 26 degrees to 34 degrees. That's a big gap. And of course, if you're going to compare them that way, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be like for like. So this is all loft for loft adjusted. Like if they were all 30 degrees, how well they would perform. Different golfers will require different things. So some golfers will need a fast face spin rate, fast face speed, a low or a high face spin rate, a high or a low launch factor. We'll get into that one in a sec. But you can see toe, heel, low. If we add in the average for the super game improvement irons on the database, that gives a little bit more clarity to how good this golf club is. Now, when you add the super game improvement irons, now the super game improvement irons are literally that. They do very, very well in certain areas on the database. Now, they suffer potentially in others, but you can see when it comes to the ZXiR HL compared to the average of the super game improvement irons, it's basically neck and neck with the toe. It's doing absolutely fine. There are other golf clubs on the database when it comes to super game improvement irons that do slightly better, but then also slightly worse off of the toe. So it's doing pretty darn well. If you go heel, it's actually surpassing the average of the super game improvement irons, no different to low. If anything, the low is quite a bit better than that of the average. And of course, if you put all of those together as an average forgiveness, it's doing really, really well. It's one of the most forgiving super game improvement irons on the database. It's doing mighty impressively. If you are a slow swing speed golfer, this is a HL golf club. It is designed to be a high launch golf club, basically for the slow to medium swing speed golfer. It needs a fast face and it needs to launch it well. That is the remit of this golf club. This is the design of the golf club. Now, it is incredibly difficult, generally speaking, to make a golf club very fast out the middle, yet also forgiving from other parts of the middle. You have to make it faster. And generally speaking, it's very difficult with metallurgy, etc., because then you have failures, etc. And we have seen those in the past with certain manufacturers having cracked faces, etc. So to see a manufacturer have a fast face that it is while keeping that consistency, that forgiveness of those parts of face is really very, very good. Go to face spin rate. This is the only bit we would say is under the average. Now, this is not a good thing or a bad thing. Face spin rate or spin rate in general is a huge myth. I will continue to say it because unfortunately there is still parts of the world, YouTube, media in general, coaches, it's all been said far too long that a 7-iron needs to have 7,000 RPM of spin. Face spin rate is important for one thing and one thing only, the consistency of it. If you have a golf club with, say, a 7-iron or whatever it would be with a high or a low face spin rate, all it's effectively going to do is change its consistency of flight from a point of view, too low a spin and it will effectively go further, too high a spin and it will take a little bit of distance away. There will have a slight difference in trajectory and climb, but nowhere near as much what people think. You have to change your spin rate by a massive amount to change the amount of climb, etc. you're going to get on the golf ball. Launch factor is by far much, much better from that, and ball speed for the point of view of peak height and descent angle. So face spin rate is very important when it comes to a driver, because we're talking about a driver has a very much so low face spin rate, and you need to keep the golf ball in the air. When you talk about an iron, the iron's got loft and you're going to get a plenty amount of spin to keep the golf ball in the air. So it's the consistency of that spin far more than the amount of it. When you go to the launch factor, again, loft adjusted, how well does it put that loft into actual launch? And it is really good. It's a HL. It's designed to do one thing and one thing well and launch the golf ball, and it launches it really very, very well. It's a very, very good golf club, this HL, very much so, especially for the slow and medium swing speed player. Let's quickly, I wasn't going to do this, but let's quickly pop it in there. And again, if you want me to do a full video on it, I will do, but this is what happens when you add in the IR, see what the differences are. The IRs you saw from the previous video, hope you watched that one. It is on my channel if you want to have a look at that one, but it's doing slightly better off of the toe than the HL. You can see in other areas, it's then not quite as good. Overly, when it comes to the forgiveness overall, the HL is doing slightly better, and then the other ones are tit for tat. But it's doing very, very well. These two irons are extremely good. The only differences are slightly different on the heel and also low when it comes to the forgiveness of the HL over the IR, but they're both very, very good irons. So to the three different swing speeds, what happens when you don't swing at tall speeds? If you swing at 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, and the 90 miles an hour, how does it work? How does it compare? And see how well it works. So I have got the 70 mile an hour already up on the screen at the top there. I've also got two other sliders. Now, of course, this is from the gold tier of the website www.askgolfnut.com. Again, you can look at all of the irons on the database and compare them against other irons. You've got all the gappings, all the distances you can see there, not just the 7-iron, but also all the other golf clubs as well. So if you are looking for a set of irons, you can have a look, obviously, what it will potentially do when it comes to its flight and its distances and gappings, etc. But the big thing you can do on this one is understand at what point you should stop your irons. There's no point you having or buying irons that you don't need because they're not functional. That's the great thing. We'll have a look at that one more so in a sec. But we've got the 70 mile an hour selected already. Again, that's a slider. You can put your own swing details in there, your swing speed, your angle of attack, how much you come down into a golf ball. Some hit more down, some are fairly clean, and some even hit up at the golf ball when it comes to attack angle. Generally speaking, not the greatest thing to do when the golf ball's on the floor, but that's a different video. Shaft lean is how much you de-loft, how much loft you take away or even add during impact. Now, of course, some golfers do add loft during impact. So a case is a slider. You move it to set whatever you deliver on average with your 7-iron, and it changes all of the flights, it changes all of the distances, and mostly important as well, all the gappings as well. So we have a look at this 7-iron. We've got it already selected there. We've got 128 yards of carry max. That's what happens when you hit it straight out of the middle, and 124 for a carry average. Well, the average carry is effectively if you have a half-inch miss around the face, how much ball speed or how much distance do you lose from that half-inch miss? And you're only losing 4 yards. Again, going back to how consistent this golf club is, only losing 4 yards from an average half-inch miss is really quite decent. Peak height is 24 yards in the air and descent angle is 44.5 degrees. Now, if people have been watching me for a while, they'll know that I love 45 degrees. 45 degrees is the golden number. That will stop into any green whatsoever, even in the summertime. Anything over 40 degrees will stop on any normal green. Anything under 40 degrees, 30-something, lap of the gods if it's going to stop. Commonly, it will just hit the green and just disappear out the back. So you need over 40 degrees. For a 7-iron at 70 miles an hour to be nearly 45 degrees, that is very, very impressive. So 44.5 is lovely. Go to a 6-iron at 43.3 is really very, very good. And yes, you can have a 6-iron, no problem whatsoever. If you go to a 5-iron at 40.4, personally, even though it's over 40 degrees, it's very, very close to 40 degrees. And of course, if you mishit your 5-iron, as commonly people do, as shaft lengths get longer, you start getting further away from the work, it's been a little more difficult to retain that centerness of strike. And of course, that means you will be losing ball speed. That means you'll be losing peak height. And it also means you'll be losing descent angle. So for a 70 mile an hour swing speed golfer, however good that it is, I wouldn't be using 5-iron. I'd be going 6-iron, and that would be your longest golf club before you then move into a direct line iron replacement, fairy wood, or even a hybrid, depending on obviously what you get on with the most. If you want to use your 5-iron, you still can do. Just be aware that it's not going to necessarily stop if you try and hit it into a green. 80 miles an hour now, add just 10 mile an hour, keep everything exactly the same. The angle of attack and also shaft length, no different, just add 10 mile an hour swing speed. Carry is up to 149 yards. We're only losing obviously 4 yards or so again from the average miss. 32 yards in the air and 49 degrees ascent angle. Now it kind of goes to a point where now I don't even need to go to 90 miles an hour because even the 5-iron carrying 177 yards is 45 degrees, basically 44.8. And of course that has wiggle room for you to miss if you don't hit the middle every single time, and you're still going to be over the 40 degrees, which is good. It's a really very, very good setup. Well, again, if you are a 90 mile an hour swing, you could say, well, if they made a 4-iron, that could make me functional as well. But again, this golf club's designed for slow to medium swing speed golfers, and so not necessarily with a 90 mile an hour golfer in mind. Let's go have a look at the 90 miles an hour just for fun. And it's going a long way now. If you look at the 5-iron, 199 yards of carry, 40 yards in the air and 49 degrees ascent angle. I mean, the 7-iron's going 52 degrees. It's really very, very good. Obviously, it's HL high launch. It's designed to do one thing and it does it very, very well. Go up, go far and stop. And it works exceptionally well. So to conclude on the Srixon ZXiR HL, it's, let's go by looks, feel, performance and forgiveness. Looks and feel first. Looks-wise, it's the biggest one of the group. It is definitely not the smallest. Soles are big. Top lines are decent size. Blade lengths are fairly big as well. But the whole idea of its design is for that purpose. Feel-wise, considering it is a HL, there is a lot of mass down there. The new alloy that they're making these from does make it feel not bad at all. It is very punchy. It is very explosive from the point of view of power driven. You get that feel like that ball is just coming off the face really quite quick. And you can saw by the radar chart, it's a very fast face, but also very consistent as well. When it comes to its performance and its forgiveness, it's really, really quite good. I'm really struggling to pick any form of holes in this golf club. This is a slightly more balanced golf club than the standard IR. The IR is a little bit more toe biased than heel biased in its consistency. It's a little bit more consistent off the toe than it is the heel. The HL is consistent basically everywhere. It's doing a really very, very good job. When it comes to the heel, obviously, remember you have got that 21, 22 millimeters away from the middle, that little red strip that we like to not hit. That is the hosel. And of course, you haven't got to worry about how forgiving it is if the golf ball's going in that direction. But apart from that, no one should hit the shank. It's doing really very well. Well done, Srixon, in these two irons that you've made, the ZXiR and also the HL. It is extremely good, and because of that HL being 32 degrees of loft or 4 degrees difference to the standard IR, it will absolutely be suiting different golfers for different purposes. Again, depending on how fast you swing, if you swing under 70 miles an hour, then you can go onto the self-fit tool. You can have a look at there. You can change all the sliders to suit there to see at what point the other irons become functional or not. But at the moment, Srixon, you've done exceptionally well. Hope you liked the video. If you did, go and give it a big old thumbs up. Hit that like button, YouTube like, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free. It's great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. Next that one is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that'll let you know next time I upload another video. Hope you're well, and see you again soon.